Hi guys, so when it comes to Brexit, the Tories threw the DUP of Northern Ireland under a bus. When it came to the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol, the Tories threw the DUP under a bus. And now the DUP are desperate about losing their grip on power in the Northern Ireland Assembly. They were thrown under a bus once again by the Tories. The DUP had hoped that so-called double jobbing would be backed by the Tories and Boris Johnson. Double jobbing would allow MPs to run as MLAs, but keep their job as an MP. This is something the leader of the DUP, Jeffrey Donaldson, was hoping would pass. Now listen to the beautiful sound of the Tories throwing the DUP for the I don't know it time under a bus.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The vast majority of people, and indeed politicians across Northern Ireland, believe that whatever the question, double jobbing is not the answer. Could I urge my right honourable friend to listen to the majority and ask him not to move the government amendment in the other place later today?
I'm grateful to my honourable friend, and I'm advised that I think the amendment in question is indeed going to be withdrawn.
Okay, so I don't know if you could hear it, but there was a loud "what" from the DUP bench. Let me just go back a little bit so you can enjoy that sound.
I'm grateful to my honourable friend, and I'm advised that I think the amendment in question is indeed going to be withdrawn.
Okay, what? So that was wonderful. Now, what is this all about, and why is it a problem? The DUP wanted this to pass because they wanted this double jobbing, which is a case of allowing members of parliament to also run as local representatives. Now, what's happening in Northern Ireland at the moment is that the DUP are spending huge amounts of political capital on getting rid of the Northern Ireland Protocol through Article 16, invoking Article 16, triggering it, whatever you want to say. And they've been putting pressure on Lord Frost and also Liz Truss and Boris Johnson to trigger Article 16. They've been doing it for months now. And the Tories have always said, yes, we'll consider it, and they've never actually triggered Article 16. The DUP want it triggered. They want the protocol scrapped, replaced with I don't know what, they haven't said. But but because of their antics, it split the party. So it split the DUP. And the more extreme elements, the more right-wing elements within the party are moving towards the traditional Unionist Voice Party, which is even more extreme than the DUP. And the more moderates are moving towards the Ulster Unionist Party, which is more moderate Unionist party in Northern Ireland. And the DUP are losing support. So they were hoping, in order to maintain their grip on power, to pass or to see this double jobbing pass. Now, this double jobbing would allow a member of parliament to also run as a local representative in the assembly. The DUP were hoping that they would be able to have, for example, Jeffrey Donaldson or Ian Paisley Jr., who are MPs at the moment in Westminster. They would be able to run as a local politician or local representative and keep their job as an MP. Because, the job as an MP pays pretty well. They're very good expense. They are able to claim a lot of money in expenses. If they ran as a local representative, they wouldn't earn as much. But it isn't just about money. It's also about power. And they know that if they were able to run as local representatives in the assembly, they would win seats there, because Jeffrey Donaldson is very well known. Ian Paisley Jr. is very, very well known. So it would be a huge benefit to them. But, it's a case of they're not doing it because they care about Northern Ireland. They're doing it because they care about maintaining control over Northern Ireland. And there are elections coming up in Northern Ireland in May, and it's likely that the DUP will lose a lot of seats or a lot of support. And Sinn Féin would become the biggest party, meaning they would hold the position of First Minister, something the DUP would not be too happy about. So they were hoping this would be moved on to the House of Lords, this double jobbing, which would allow, for example, Ian Paisley or Jeffrey Donaldson to maintain their job as an MP and run as an MLA, because they don't want to run as an MLA and fail, because then they'll lose their position as an MP. And it's wonderful that this has been rejected by the Conservatives and Boris Johnson. This is really a case of, once again, the Tories throwing the DUP under a bus. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.